Back with another video. I'm doing GCSE art again, but this time it's my year 10 work. This is a quick flick through. Yeah. Starting off, we have the title page. Our topic was botanics. I remember when I did this, I really thought I did something. I thought it was the coolest thing I ever did. Obviously, it was our first project, well, proper project that we were going to submit for GCSEs anyway, and I really thought it was amazing. I mean, it's not bad, but it's also definitely not one of my best pieces of work. And then I did some observational drawings. This is a chrysanthemum in a vase. I'm pretty sure this was a still life, so I did that from real life, but then this I just copied some YouTube drawing of it. And then I did some more observational drawings on this side. Again, I feel like this was a YouTube video. At this point, I didn't really know what I was doing because we were just starting, so I was just doing anything, to be honest. But that's fine at the start. Once you slightly have investigating experimented, you'll start understanding what you're supposed to be doing. This was a mixed media piece that I did, and it was a response to this piece of work, or this photograph. I did it in mixed media, so it's pieces of brown paper and newspaper over this piece of card that I painted light pink, and then I did my notes. This flap is in the same material that is in the mixed media. And then for this thing, I wanted to do a large piece of that chrysanthemum that I did before, so this one. But then I didn't end up having enough time. I think I started and didn't finish it, so then I just cut out a bit of it and, well, the part that I finished. Well, it's not finished, because you can see the middle part is not finished. And I just took it in because I didn't want to waste it, and then I did some of my comments. This is a copy of the artist Salvador Dali's work. This was the piece that I was copying. Yeah, so this was my first artist copy. Again, not my best piece of work. So, yeah, moving on. So then the first trip that we went to was Botanical Gardens. And this is some observational art from Botanical Gardens. So I did this while I was there. Just a quick sketch. And then when I got back, I did a watercolour wash over it. And here I had this absolutely grand idea for making a triptych, but like one with 4 pieces instead of 3. I don't know what it's called. I think it's right here. Yeah, no, I can't see it. But I thought it was going to be absolutely amazing, and then I never ended up, because I wanted to do a large scale of it, and then I never ended up doing it because it was just too much work. And it was not going to be worth it because I wasn't planning on using it for any of my final pieces or anything like that. And then here are some photos I edited. And then another sketch that I did, leaf, and another sketch, and another photo. Okay, again, this is that large piece. These are unedited photos. Okay, this is my second artist, Paul Morrison. I did a copy of this piece of work on this side. This was so I started it in pencil, if you can see the background. Yeah, and then I went over in pen because I thought it would look better. And this is just a random piece of his work, and I did some annotation. What are my thoughts on his piece of work? Here is some annotation. And then I started working on photo manipulation. The pictures I took in Botanical Gardens, I added filters and did some manipulation on the computer, and I came out with some of these. I thought it looked quite cool. This is just developing of ideas, to be honest, and that's what you get marks for. And then I studied a lot of artists because I was just getting a feel for GCSE art. I didn't really know what my style was. And this is the artist Beth Van Horsen. And, okay, the pencil lines are super faint, but they are there, so it's not just white blobs. So I was copying this piece of work, and I did my annotations. Again, like a lot of annotations. Another piece of her work that I printed off. This is just for presentation, to be honest. And then we come to my favourite artist for year 10, Sven Yayadik. She has some really cool pieces of art. And here I was just trying to recreate this effect. That she has a splattered effect with lots of flowers and stuff. I thought it came out quite cool. And then this eye, I tried drawing it here. But it didn't turn out very well. And then I kind of left it a little too late, and there wasn't enough time to go back and do it. Oh no, sorry, it wasn't that eye, it was this eye. There wasn't enough time to go back and fix it up, but it was fun because it was just experimenting and seeing if I liked her work. Okay, so this one, yeah, I quite like this piece when I did it. This artist is Carl. You can just see my lamp on the side. This artist was Carl Blossfeld, and he worked in pencil. This is when I was just experimenting, so I think after this piece I found that I really like pencil. Okay, this is graphite, copy of his works and annotations here. And then I started thinking about how I could further recreate this style of work, and I came up with the idea of using stencils. So here was my stencil. This piece, I just stuck it in because, you know, it's proof. And then I did lots of stencil experiments. I quite like the presentation of this page, actually. And I took inspiration from Andy Warhol and his repeated print kind of thing. And some experimentation. And I did a lot of annotations. And then I looked at Banksy. He was a super cool artist too. I looked at this piece of work specifically. And I didn't finish it, the flowers, because you don't really need to finish it. As long as you show like a certain level of skill in what you have done, you're alright. And this one, I was super proud of, I remember, because I did the drawing all by myself. So I did the grid method instead of just tracing it. Yeah, I was very proud of myself because it's quite realistic. And I did acrylic too, which I usually despise. The next artist I did was Jackson Pollock. He's an abstract artist, and again it was looking further into Sven Yayadik's work and like her style of work, and experimenting with mixing a bunch of different artists together and my own work to create something that looked a bit like hers. And so this thing I did here was super cool. This is exact like in his style of work, so I just splashed paint everywhere. So this was in his exact style. So over here you can see he's just using his hand to throw paint on the page. That's basically what I did here. Well, I think I might have poured it on actually, and then some annotations. And here I'm explaining what I did on the next for the next piece. So this was, I poured paint on, and then instead of just leaving it to dry, I printed it on other pages, and this is how that came out. It's a super long piece of work. Yeah, I really quite like this. Folding this back, and I like the way it was presented too, because I like things like coming out of sketchbooks and them being big and bulky. It looks really cool. And then I started my final piece planning. So again here, nothing too detailed. It was a quick sketch and then some explanation. And then I did a mock piece, so how I wanted it to look. I changed my mind afterwards and decided to do 2 flowers instead of 1. And obviously this helped inform that decision. So it was a good thing that I did do a mock-up piece. And then I did some more planning. Again, quick, rough sketches. Nothing too detailed. And then I did my final proposal. So this was essentially... that looks horrible. A quick sketch of what my final piece was going to look like. And then reasons for why I changed stuff and the meaning behind it. And then I did an hour mapping. So we had a mock exam for this, and well, it wasn't exactly an exam because we were able to finish it over the summer if we wanted, but it was kind of an exam situation just to get a feel for how it was. And that is my evaluation yet. And this is the end of the book. Let me just get my final piece. Okay, whilst getting my final piece, and this was media experiments but on a larger scale. So I did black and white experiments with media, and then I did coloured experiments with media. Then I did like paint dripping in different colours and what I liked. And obviously I have my notes as I did all of this. And then here I just did a colour palette. This was for the black and white up there. And then here I was just... So remember the stencil that I used before that I made? I was essentially practicing on the back of all of this to make sure that the colour that I used in the end was right. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Again, I did my annotations here. And then this is my final piece. Yep. So I had my flowers and I had the stencils on top. Some of them I filled in, some of them I just left as outlines. And then again, the paint splashing. I can't remember exactly what happened, but something went wrong with the top. And I tried to fix it with the green, and I ended up really disliking it. But this is my final piece for my Year 10 sketchbook for Coursework, book 1. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video or found it helpful in any way. And if you liked it, please do like and subscribe. This feels so weird to say. It would be helpful for me. Thank you.